What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. Various figures here. We got two gold labels in the shape of Orion and Wildcat, which were both Target exclusives. God damn. There is the barcode for Orion, and there is the barcode for Wildcat. We got a lot to talk about with them. So let's take a look at the boxes here. You can see JSA, New Gods, love me some Jack Kirby artwork. Looks fantastic. And then you have whatever the... what is this? This looks like it's the action figure. You can see the joints. Like, look at the background. Is this AI? Like, this looks like AI. What is that? McFarlane. And we're definitely going to talk about this Wildcat, but there they are. Again, I already showed you the barcodes. Here is the Silver Age Batman with Ace the Bat Hound, which I don't know if I would have got this Batman on its own. It looks really good, and I'm not upset to have the Batman, but putting Ace in there just put it over the edge for me. Definitely made it one I wanted to pick up. And then by far my favorite one here, the collector edition Mr. Terrific Platinum Edition, because everybody wanted the Platinum, so why wouldn't they make that the more common one, right? We'll talk about that too, but without further ado, it's been a while since I've done an assortment of DC Multiverse figures like this, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, taking a look at all of these gentlemen out of the packaging. I should have checked if they were all in a decent standing pose before I went on the camera, but you know how it is here. Yeah, I'd say that they're all fairly decent figures. Now, I definitely do have complaints and thoughts about each one of them, but there's also a lot to praise here. So, you know how I like to run it here. We'll start with my least favorite and then move up to my favorite. So let's go ahead and start with Wildcat. So, I don't know if I definitely did way back on my Instagram. I don't think I ever made a YouTube video about it. I posted my custom Wildcat, and I kind of like that one a little bit better, but I wanted to get the official one just to say that I have the official one. And I'll probably sell that custom one if I ever can find it in the package or in the tub and stuff. But at first I was like, this is a really ugly figure. When I first saw it, I was like, what is this? But aside from one thing, it actually grew on me. So you do get to see this gradient here from the black, or like it's more like a navy-ish to it's a beautiful transition. I don't really get what the point of it is, but it's there. I do kind of wish that he was maybe this really deep blue color. I don't know, but I also do kind of like this darker navy blue. It separates him from a Batman character. You do get a little bit of this dry brushing, and obviously would it have been nice if it was all on the back and stuff? Yes, but it does look pretty good where it is. I do wish it was in the caps of the shoulders. That kind of messes it up. I think the arms look great. I love this banded look. His hands are slightly big. I like that for a boxing type character. I think that's nice. I like the wash on there. I think it looks really nice. But like I said on the back of the box or the card art here, well, spoiler alert, you get the card here. It's like you can see the cuts. It's so weird. Like, what is this? We'll get to that more in a minute. But and then you have the head sculpt, and parts of me really like it, parts of me don't. I don't really like these like, I don't know. I wish the eyes were white, and I could do that myself. But just, I don't know. I think the biggest issue I have is like the overall proportions are not what I think of for Wildcat. I think of him more as a shorter, stockier, train your guy kind of build. But also, like, I actually like this more than I thought I would. He's my least favorite out of the bunch, but it does not mean he's actually a bad figure, and I'm pleasantly surprised with him. So, him and Orion share mostly the same body, so I'm just going to do the articulation on Wildcat here. This is reuse of that Superman body that came out, the Page Punchers. Was it Page Punchers? I don't know. Maybe the Superman with the really big hands. It's a reuse of that, just with a different upper torso. And I actually really like this body. So the head is going to go up pretty much all the way, down pretty far, and pivot side to side. It's a great great head movement there. Shoulders go up, they'll go down, they'll rotate 360. You get that nice movement, so you can kick back the shoulders, make them look a little bit more stocky. I like that. You do get the hinge that goes outwards, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and then the wrist swivel and hinge under there. I like that. I think that works very good. This torso is also pretty good. You know McFarlane, they don't crunch forward, but he can arc back pretty good. Side to side, a little bit of rotation at the top, but you're really going to get that rotation down below, and that works for these punching poses. Of course, I just wish he could crunch forward a little bit more. Hips go outward that far, they'll go down. He'll kick forward that far, you get that nice butt sculpt back. A little bit of thigh rotation, but really not much. Double jointed knees. I like that they continue the seam sculpt all around. He's in a suit. I'm definitely okay with that. It's subtle, but it works. Ankles go up, down, rotate, pivot, and a toe hinge here. And the reason I went right to articulation is because he comes with no accessories, and that's a bummer for sure, because it's, what are we paying $22 for here? I mean, you get, of course, you know, you get the card and the stand, again, with this awful artwork. If somebody knows what this, like how they came up with this, please let me know. But there you go. Ted Grant. Read up. Nice looking read up there, but the card art is just terrible. So yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of this character, this figure, whatever, but it's really nice to add to the JSA line of characters. So yeah, a little surprising here. Next up, let's take a look at Orion, and not one of my favorite characters by any means, but it's still a pretty good figure to be honest. So taking a look at the head sculpt here, I like it. I like that silver paint that they use. It looks very nice. That gold looks good. There's some red in there. He looks angy. And this is like one of those heroic New Gods characters, and I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty much the only reason I got him, because I skipped on Mongol. I almost bought him for really cheap, but I'm so selective with villains. Not that I don't want villains on my shelf, but just, you gotta cut costs somewhere. So that's kind of where I cut them, is at the villains for some reason. Same with Marvel too. I get more DC villains, but they have to be characters I really care about. And then it's just the same body as Wildcat. Actually, it's exactly the same body as Wildcat. So we're not going to do articulation, but you get to see that silver paint on there. Looks good. I actually have a custom in mind for this guy. But yeah, looks pretty damn nice. And then, of course, you do get his harness. These are fairly flexible. They don't rotate or anything. These guns, I don't think they yeah, no, they don't, because you can see it's keyed. I actually just thought I broke it for a second. Luckily, I did not. But they don't rotate. But honestly, they don't really need to. I think his harness clips on pretty good. You just kind of, it's not like a super snug fit, but it's good enough. And then get his hands on the triggers. You can see them there. Fold that back, or like bend that elbow. Can we get it on in a suitable amount of time? Yes, we can. And then slide the feet in. And like they kind of have like a little pop to them, which is kind of nice. So yeah, and then just, you know, you got to play with it a little bit. Don't break it like I kind of did. But then like this definitely will allow you to move him around in all his weird harnessy flight poses. You know, Jack Kirby got crazy with this stuff. So I'm very happy with it. I think that this is pretty cool. The only other accessories you get are the card and the stand, which, you know, obviously get the stand and the card, and there's your little read up. Pretty cool. So yeah, not one of my favorite characters, and I do wish that they did the gloves better. I don't like that there's like no glove. You can see here it's like a glove, and he also sometimes comes with actual guns. So it's not perfect, but it is what it needs to be. I just wish that this gold matched the gold on that mask. That would have been really, really cool. Next up, let's take a look at this Silver Age Batman, which, is it just another reuse of this Batman mold? Yeah. Do I like it regardless? Yeah. Look at the colors on this. It's beautiful. It's like the classic Batman that everybody wanted, I think, and I love it. I love the comic book shading here. It's so, so nice. You get to see a nice looking head here. I love that line work for the paint. I think they nailed the head sculpt. They nailed the colors. I'm not going to do articulation just because we've seen this mold a bunch of times. You do get the nice spired cape. This one is a little bit stiff for my liking. I don't know. It's a little hard to maneuver, but it's not terrible, and it gets the job done. I mean, look at this. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. Just gotta play with it a little bit. I like it quite a bit. Now, again, I was a little on the fence for getting him because it's like whatever. But I mean, at this point, I just kind of get Batman. I don't get all of the Batman that McFarlane make, but if they look good, I'll grab them. For accessories, he's gonna come with the stand and the card, of course. The card, there you go. And then on the back, this one is a really specific read up. That's pretty awesome. So definitely pause and read that. They actually took the time to write that. I appreciate that. And then you get a couple sets of hands here. You get a pair of gripping hands, fisted hands on them in the packaging. This little blue batarang comes out, but it also clips in very nice to his hand. I like that quite a bit. And then you get the stretched out kind of clenchy hands, but these ones seem to be dulled down a little bit. I'm happy with that. They look good too. But of course, you get the good old boy that is Ace the Bat Hound. Now, I never got Crypto because I didn't want that Superman. I do want that Crypto, but you do get Ace. No articulation whatsoever, but you get to see his bat collar and the mask. He does have a little bit of a dry brush on him. I think it could use a little bit more. I mean, like you can see on the comic book cover art here on the card, it's definitely a lighter brown. I know they're going for a slightly more realistic look here, and I'm just happy to have Ace for the bat shelf, but I wish that this was articulated. I'm hoping that the G.I. Joe Classified series doesn't articulated like German Shepherd. They might have, actually. They might have. Let me double check that, but I might get one of those to customize as a little Ace. Take this collar piece off. I don't know. But yeah, Ace looks pretty good in terms of scaling. But I just wish he moved, even if he just had like a little rotation at the head, maybe an interchangeable head. I don't know. But other than that, I think this is a really solid figure, especially for $25. Not being one of those stupid collector edition ones, because I may have passed if it was a collector edition one. But yeah, this is pretty good. And then easily, what's my favorite figure here? We have Mr. Terrific. Now, this is a character that I've put on my wish lists for years now, and I'm so happy to have him. Is he absolutely perfect? No, and we're definitely going to talk about some of the things that upset me, but I'm very, very happy to have a Mr. Terrific. So taking a look at the head sculpts here, I think they're phenomenal. Like, that is some of McFarlane's best head sculpt work, and we'll take a look at the interchangeable faceplates, but holy shit, they did a great job with the head portraits here. I think they look fantastic. You do get the soft goods jacket, kind of ugly on the inside, but it's got a couple colors, and that's for $30. This jacket would be $30 alone in a lot of cases. So to get this for $30, I think is awesome. But the big glaring issue, it does not say fair play along the side, and that is super disappointing. If anybody knows somebody who's making a jacket for this figure that has fair play for a reasonable price, I may be interested, because I would like to have fair play on here, and I don't think there's any easy way to do that without, some big modification. So if somebody knows, please let me know. But yeah, that's a little unfortunate, but he does have it on his arms, so it says fair and play on this side. So they did do the extra details of putting it on the sleeveless shirt. I'm going to leave the jacket on for me personally, but that's a little bit of a bummer, I will say. But that's like my biggest issue and kind of only issue with this figure, other than the fact of, why is the one with the black tee on his face a platinum edition? Why? The red one should have been. I know that the red one's, I guess, what he's rocking now, but like everybody was going to want the black T-face one. Like, why? It just doesn't make sense to me. I got very lucky. So, little story time. I went to Walmart for milk, water, cereal. Like, I was going grocery shopping. I was not going action figure hunting because I was not expecting to find anything. But of course, you step in Walmart and you're like, let me go see what they got. And I walked over to the toy section and it was just sitting there. Didn't ask nothing. Picked it up. I brought it over to the self-checkout aisle and it said that it was not in the system. So they almost didn't sell it to me, but I showed them another collector edition, which they actually had the Chase edition of the Simon Baz. And I said, can I just pay this price? And blah, blah, blah. Bing, bada, bung. Took me a little bit, but they did eventually let me buy it. So I'm very happy about it. But taking a look at the rest of it, the paint is very nice. And you do get a newly sculpted hand that has the T-sphere in it. I think that's awesome. I mean, dude's a genius. He's like 8 PhDs or something like that. I'm a big Mr. Terrific fan. I love characters like this. You do get an extra trigger finger hand. Don't care. I would have just rather had another fisted hand, but I'd rather he have a sculpted hand with the T-Sphere in it. I think that's pretty awesome. You do get the card, which I love this artwork here. Awesome artwork. He has the red T on there, but it's just, why? You know, why? Michael Holt looks awesome. You get to see all the stuff here. So, yeah, I love the read up there. Then you get some awesome accessories here. So you're going to get the 2 face plates. So they're doing that thing where it's the face. And then you get this monstrosity. Holy hell. Don't look at that too long. You get a gritting face. Again, he looks angry, menacing. I like it. I like it a lot. Looks really, really nice. I like that slight gray that they put on there. But my favorite head sculpt has to be the screaming one. Holy crap. Like, that looks like a little man. That is such a good damn head sculpt. Oh, and I don't usually like screaming heads, but I just think they did such a good job on that. I cannot rave about that enough. I will be, for his character, I think the neutral face just works best for him. He's usually very cool and collected, but that screaming portrait is phenomenal. Then you're also going to get a clip-on accessory of these T-spheres with the like energy around them. T-spheres do various things. They patrol, they explode, they shoot lasers, they do all different kinds of bullshit. So it's limited only by your imagination. But so you can put this on him, an opponent, something. I like that. That is really cool. I like that they're molded in translucent plastic with the silver painted on it. But if that's not your style and you want something a little bit more elaborate, you do get this T-sphere shield thing. I don't know. Clip that on Captain America, Marvel Legends style. Boom. Yeah, I likes that. Good amount of accessories for this guy. Now, do I think it's worth $30 when we got Ace and Silver Age Batman and all those hands for $5 less? Or actually more like $7 less? No, I don't. But the jacket really does make it. So I think that this is totally worth $30. I'm not going to go over articulation. It's that same McFarlane body we've been seeing a bunch of times. I'll just show you the range with the jacket that goes up, goes down. You can get it almost all the way. You know, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. It really does not get in the way at all. The jacket's a slight bit baggy, but not that much. And I'd rather have a soft goods jacket that looks nice versus a hard one. So yeah, looks really, really nice. There shouldn't be any surprises here, but just in case you were wondering, here they are next to the Naked Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzware Sport Knight Series 6-inch Peely. Here they are next to the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman, along with the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men Series Darwin. And then here they are next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If Series Zombie Captain America. So some of you might be wondering, yo, Ant, what are your final thoughts on these figures? And I gotta say, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with them. I didn't think I was gonna like Wildcat as much as I do. Again, he is not an excellent figure by any means, but he's decent and he's better than I thought. Orion is what I expected, but that's not a bad thing. Silver Age Batman was one I knew I wanted once I saw he came with Ace, and I'm happy to have him, and I knew I was gonna love Mr. Terrific. And I do. So yeah, I'm going to give them each an individual rating though. So for Wildcat at a price point of about $25, I think is what he ran, I'm only going to give him a 7. He's better than I thought, but he comes with no accessories. And it's just a really weird figure in a bunch of ways. Orion also $25. I'll give him a 7.5 because I do think he's missing the proper gloves. Some interchangeable hands would have been nice. But, I mean, he's a little bit better. For Batman at $22, I'm going to give that like a 9. He's a really solid figure. I do think they need to rework the capes a little bit. I'm not really a big fan of this taffeta color. And maybe do it $30-40 and give us a fully articulated Ace. I would have loved that. But for $30 to get Mr. Terrific, I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10. I do wish that they had the fair play running down the sleeves. That's a like a perfect part of his character, something that's very integral to him, as when Michael was a young kid, the Fair Play group is what, like, Fair Play Club, that was an advocacy against bullying. Like, that's like a big part of who he is. So yeah, it's just a callback to the original Mr. Terrific. Look it up. It's very nice. But with all that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. So If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram, if TikTok's still around, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all those apps, and I have a great time, so I'm sure you will too. But as always, let me know. You copping? See you guys in the next one. Peace. What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.